What's up, Pastor? What's up, my niggas? Let me get a straightener on this. I'm going to go over the same scripture you did. Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. Watch this, Pastor. You was talking about the church. Watch. When it says in Matthew chapter 16, verse 18, when Jesus was talking to Peter, he says, I say indeed, thou art Peter. And upon this rock, watch it now, upon this rock I shall build my church. Church. For what, Jesus? I shall build my church upon this rock, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So it's saying the church is going to kick the gates in hell. They can't be talking about the church here upon this earth. They can't be talking about the churches here upon this earth because you good Christians never talk about going to hell and kicking no gates in. You motherfuckers trying to sidestep hell. Do you follow what I'm saying? I know I'm being sarcastic, but I'm dead serious. You motherfuckers don't talk about going to hell. Y'all fear hell. But it clearly says the church, it will kick the gates in of hell. Watch this, Pastor. The English word church in our King James Bible was not the word originally put there in the original manuscripts. The English word church was translated from the Greek word ecclesia. Is you with me? Ecclesia is a compound noun made up of ek and ecclesia. Ek, ek is the preposition, like and out, and out. Ek means out. Ecclesia means called. So church really means to be called out. Watch this, Pastor. It was demonstrated by the nation of Israel. Watch this. In the book of Hosea, chapter 11, verse 1, when it speaks of the nation of Israel being God's child. And then it says, when I called my son, the nation of Israel, damn near 600,000 people, plus God called them in a singular, a son. You can get that in Exodus chapter 4, verse 23, where he called the nation of Israel a son. But watch this. When he called the nation of Israel, called is past tense. When he called the nation of Israel out of Egypt, watch this. But if you go to Hebrews chapter 3, verse 1, it says, for we have partaking of this heavenly calling. That's in the present. So when you're called initially, there's a continuously calling. That represents God taking you from one spiritual realm of consciousness to the next, to the next, to the next. And he demonstrated it with 600,000 people, that in which that happens to you within your goddamn mind and your psyche and in your soul. But it was showed in dramatic fashion using 600,000 people. Let me get at you. Watch this, Pastor. When he initially called the nation of Israel out of Egypt, it was other motherfuckers with them. It just wasn't the nation of Israel. There was other people with them who was not of Hebrew descent, called the mixed multitude. You can find out in Exodus chapter 10, verse 38. And I somewhat quote. And it says, a mixed multitude also went with them. But in Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 2, that's when God, watch this, made a separation. That's when God specifically shedded off the mixed multitude and came directly at the nation of Israel, Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 2. And he says, through Moses told them, you are a holy people unto the Lord your God, for he has chosen you to be his own possession out of all the families that are upon the face of the earth. So that eliminated the mixed multitude. Although they was amongst the nation of Israel, but he eliminated them. Don't you get it? That's a deeper calling. Then he went inside the nation of Israel and said, give me that particular tribe. Well, who is that, God? Because the nation of Israel was made up of 12 tribes. But he only picked one particular tribe and said, y'all is going to be my priests. Do you follow what I'm saying? You'll find that in Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 8. Get there, nigga. When he says, and at this time, God separated the tribe of Levi. For what, God? To bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord and to minister to me and bless in my name. So you couldn't be a minister if you weren't from this particular tribe. But watch this. That was a more deeper calling. But God just got started. Because then he went inside the tribe of Levi and says, you can't be a high priest. Why not, God? If you don't come from this particular bloodline. Who? Aaron. Now you can find that in Exodus chapter 28, verse 41, nigga. Get there, Pastor. Exodus chapter 10. Listen, Exodus chapter 28, verse 41. That's when he chose Aaron and his sons. He told Moses to anoint them, consecrate them, and sanctify them, that they may minister to me in the priest office. So you couldn't be a high priest if you didn't come from the loins of Aaron. Do you see how he sent the nation of Israel through stages. Now, what does that mean to me in my own personal life? What does that mean, God? Instead of me just sitting up here quoting scripture, trying to talk smart. Watch this. I told you I was a 30-year ex-addict and alcoholic. I've been clean for 8 years. But watch this. I'm going to keep it real. That ain't the only motherfucking thing wrong with me. Drugs and alcohol wasn't the only thing wrong with me. When you motherfuckers be running to the altar on Sunday crying, telling the church, oh, I got this issue, I got this issue and that issue. No, nigga, keep it real. That's just the only thing that you're willing to share with the church that's wrong with you. Ain't this about a bitch? There's more things wrong with me than drugs and alcohol, but watch the gates. Remember, the gates of hell shall not prevail. Let me show you where the gates come in at. There's some shit that I still participate in, that I know that's not of God, and guess what? I like doing it, and I refuse to stop. Fuck that shit. Do you follow me? I know it's not of God, and I refuse to stop doing it. Guess what you just met? What? The gates? My stubbornness? Listen, as much as I read the Bible, just like you Christians, because you can develop gates on your spiritual journey towards God. You ain't no new creature, motherfucker. Now, I don't mean to get personal or tell nobody's business, but you know who I'm talking to. That's why you keep relapsing. You claim you was off drugs and alcohol, but notice how you keep relapsing. You are misunderstanding when it says you're a new creature. When they say new creature, you're the same motherfucker. Obviously, you keep relapsing. You keep fucking up. Keep getting high and drunk again. Obviously, you're the same motherfucker. But when they say you're a new creature, it means it's just that you're the same person, but it's a shift in different direction. You that same motherfucker. It's just a shift in different direction. Watch this. When I told you that there was some shit, now I'm going to get back to church. When I told you there was some shit that I still participate in that I know is not of God, but yet I still like doing it, and I'm going to continuously do it. That's the gates of my own stubbornness. Now watch the action of the church comes in at. That particular mindset in that arena or aspect of my life, that particular mindset that governs me, I have to be called up out of it. Ain't this about a bitch? Did you catch that, Pastor? See, that's why he demonstrated by sending the nation of Israel, his son, through different stages. That represents you being called from one spiritual realm of consciousness to the next. You have to be called, or I have to be called out of that particular mindset that governs me. Just like I had to be called out of the mindset that at one time governed me to do drugs and alcohol. I had to be called out of that realm of consciousness. Do you follow what I'm saying? Ain't no use us sitting up talking about the Bible if you can't go inside the African's mind. The fuck we want to sit up here and quote scripture and see who the smartest is. That's why we still fucked up as people. We fucking retarded with all these motherfucking churches. Nigga, I cracked the code. I got behind the veil, nigga. This was an African book written by our ancestors for us. You the same motherfucker. You don't believe me? Now I'm finna share some light on the scripture that you niggas has misquoted for years. Go to Job chapter 1 verse 6. Y'all listen to these goddamn Europeans on this Harry Potter shit, but let me show you what it means. One day, Job chapter 1 verse 6, when it says, one day the sons of God went to visit God in heaven, and along with them came Satan. Now y'all done listen to these motherfucking Europeans on this Harry Potter shit. Let me show you what it means to you in your own personal life. It means, although you are on your spiritual journey towards your God, whoever in the fuck it is, you're taking that rapist, murderous mindset with you. Do you follow what I'm saying? Just because you're on a spiritual journey, you're still taking that rapist, murderous mindset that we have adopted from our ancestors' oppressors. It goes along with you. You follow what I'm saying? But it was shown in scripture using characters as Satan going to heaven. Do you follow what I'm saying? If you don't believe me, then why you keep relapsing then, nigga? You the same motherfucker. Do you follow what I'm saying? You must be called up out of that mindset. How in the fuck you think that you through with Satan? No, what it is I haven't relapsed. Not that that thing isn't in me, but it's just that I have dominion over it. Don't you get it? How Adam had dominion over everything when he was first put here. Do you follow what I'm saying? I have dominion, but it doesn't negate the fact that that thing, as far as drugs and alcohol, is still in me. I can relapse at any time if I forget who I am. Do you follow what I'm saying? It's just that I practice spiritual principles that keeps me uplifted above that shit. Do you follow what I'm saying? You don't. You really think you're a new motherfucking creature. That's why you keep relapsing, motherfucker. I ain't gonna say your name, but I'm just saying. You keep relapsing because you believe in that Harry Potter shit. Do you follow what I'm saying? You must be called out of that particular government of your mind, that in which it governs that dumb shit. You gotta be called up out of it. snatched up out of it. Do you follow what I'm saying?